It's time for us to drive the enemy back.
Here's another episode, which is accurate. Now everyone, well, this is me comparing Medal of Honor Rising Sun with Assassin's Creed Shadows. Before we get into our head which of these games are accurate, Medal of Honor Rising Sun is more accurate than Assassin's Creed Shadows. There are a few things we need to keep in mind before we get into our comparison. Remember, there are some parts that Medal of Honor Rising Sun got it accurate, some are not. Let me give you one that is accurate. This one, right here, pretty much accurate, even though they say original dated 1913, but it's pretty accurate. Reload, I don't know about this. Now this one is in fact accurate. There are Lugers in the German because the Germans hold mostly Lugers. Webley, yes, it's pretty much accurate because it's a silencer or suppressor. This one, also accurate, which it usually use a 20 round, that's correct. And remember, the one you see in the game, it's not the M1A1, okay? It's not. Here, let me show you. Now this one, I'm gonna have to recheck the stand when it's first, because this is showcased in 1943, if I had to make a guess. Stand SMGs. So it is quite accurate. This is really quite accurate. It started on January 1941, although it wouldn't reach the Pacific yet, okay, by that time. It says here it has a 20 round magazine, despite the 32 detachable box magazine. And for the record, this is quite accurate. I don't know about the 20 round, unless of course there are variants that has a 20 round magazine. I could be wrong on that one. Correct me in the comments. This is the one thing we don't get to see or get to use. Now this is actually accurate because it's called a trench gun. Same for this and this one. It also Chindit fighters. I don't know where the Chindit got it. It will be good to use this in Medal of Honor Rising Sun. Next, let's move on to the inaccuracy. You see, for M1 Garand, in the Philippines, let's just say if you play the third mission, or second if you want to include Pearl Harbor and Day of Infamy into one, in the mission Follow the Philippines, we saw most of the Marines holding an M1 Garand, which should have been a 1903 Springfield. Let's keep in mind one thing. The Marines, they rarely have the best equipment. Yes, the M1 Garand was available, but it would take until what, Guadalcanal? You know what? Let's check. Yes, 1942. So I believe it was late. Hang on a sec. Let's check. Where is the first service? I need to check the service. Let's see where I can find it. It doesn't say much in this based on reading, but it did say it. The Marines got it in 1942. And here's another one. This one, the Webley. And here's another thing we need to look into. The Springfield. For Assassin's Creed Shadows, well, they did have say that Watermelon will not be arriving in Japan in 1600. Teams, there were no Japanese developers from Ubisoft or Ubisoft Japan. Well, they do have Ubisoft Osaka and Ubisoft Tokyo, but they only work on marketing. I don't know if they notice any historical inaccuracy or the backlash. Even if they knew, they cannot say it, otherwise it will risk their job. Now for Medal of Honor Rising Sun, there was one part where I saw, when I played it, a Japanese soldier holding M1903 Springfield sniper rifle, which I wouldn't say historical inaccuracy, but you have to understand it is 1944. Capture weapons are mostly prevalent. So I have to assume that Japanese dude in Medal of Honor Rising Sun that has the Springfield, I have to assume they got it either from China or from the Philippines, because let's see how many prisoners were captured. Hang on, I need to check. Prisoners, 100,000 for Americans. That's a lot. How many of those were Springfield rifle? Now another thing is the tank, where you use a machine gun to destroy the tank, although that could be accurate because the Japanese Hago tank were lightly armed that a fully auto machine gun can easily take it down. If it hits at the right weak point, boom, the Japanese Hago tank can be destroyed. For Yamashita's gold, that is a real thing, although it is still a debatable topic even today. I think it's still not resolved just yet. And the final mission, the supercarrier sabotage, where you see gold sink into the ocean, well, for the record, the ship is inaccurate, but the events, gold sinking into the ocean, that is true. Because here's the thing, by 1944, or perhaps in this case, US submarine continued the raid of Japanese merchant ship. Sometimes when you target a merchant ship, you cannot exactly tell what is cargo of it. It can be anything. It can be either weapons and ammunition, food, gold. You can't exactly tell. So I don't think the US submarine during World War II knows that. The bazooka in the Yamashita's gold mission, that is probably inaccurate. I mean, you want to use bazooka to knock out a few people? That doesn't work. It could at least give a machine gun instead. The grenades, it's inaccuracy. You just throw it. Japanese grenades, what they do is simple, like this. Pull pin, bang, on the helmet, and then throw. That's how Japanese grenades in World War II work. So, in conclusion, Medal of Honor Rising Sun, pretty much accurate than Assassin's Creed Shadows, even though Assassin's Creed Shadow has a lot of things inaccurate. Even though people would say it's just a game, you don't have to worry about it. Evidently, it is a real thing, and Japanese people are not that dumb. But will Ubisoft ever learn? Who really knows? For Medal of Honor Rising Sun, some of them are accurate, some of them are not. And that includes during the sinking of the Arizona. The Arizona actually got one bomb, entered the ammunition dump, and then exploded. Not multiple bombs. And anti-aircraft guns in Medal of Honor Rising Sun that you can use to shoot down tanks or take out tanks, that is a real thing because anti-aircraft, because of its large size, yeah, well, even though people say it could be 40 or 20 millimeter, if you make, say, 4, and if it hits at a single, continuously on one specific target, mainly the side, there's a chance you can destroy it.
Your might on the battlefield proved most impressive. With a little more training, you will be right up there with me in no time. If you are interested, would you like to learn a new skill? I am sure you could pick it up in no time, and it will surely prove useful in battle.
So leave a like and subscribe if you want woke or anti-woke detected, or you just want to see me play games. Visit my second and third channel up here or link in the description.